After coming to know what is even function and odd function, now let us discuss about the periodic functions of period 2 pi and period 2l. So, you have seen the intervals of period 2 pi as 0 comma 2 pi, minus pi comma pi. Similarly, you have seen the period 2l as 0 comma 2l and minus l comma l, right. So, whatever the limits here, observe here, the limits or intervals the given for the given function, it will be of the form 0 to 2 pi or minus pi to pi, 0 to 2l, minus l to l. Now, sync this interval with the property 2 and 3, property 2 and 3, property 2 and 3. Sync this intervals with property 2 and 3, then we will came to know how to express the Fourier series for the functions like even or odd function. If you get the interval 0 to 2 pi, then change the function x to 2 pi minus x. Then if you get back with f of x itself, then it is called as even function. If you get back with minus f of x, it is called as odd function. If you have minus pi to pi, change x to minus x. If you get f of x, then it is called as even function. If you get minus f of x, it is called as odd function. Similarly, for 0 to 2l and minus l to l. Did you got the point here? Before going with cases, I will write down the general form of Fourier series expansion. F of x is equal to what? A naught by 2 summation n equal to 1 to infinity a n cos n x plus summation n equal to 1 to infinity bn sin n x, right? Is it right? So, now we shall discuss the cases here for period 2l and period 2 pi. Okay. So, case 1, if you go with case 1, if the function is even, if the function is even, then the Fourier coefficient called Bn will be equal to 0. Directly, if you came to know that the given function is even function, then directly Bn will be equal to 0 for both period 2l and 2 pi. Then you should know how to write the Fourier coefficient for that, Fourier coefficient and Fourier series. So, for period 2 pi, whether it is 0 to 2 pi or minus pi to pi, period 2 pi, we write f of x as f of x equal to a naught by 2 plus summation n equal to 1 to infinity a n cos n x. That is all. For similarly, for period 2l, it is f of x is denoted as a naught by 2 plus summation n equal to 1 to infinity a n cos n pi x by l. Now, the main thing I am stressing the word here, main thing is to find a naught a n. How to find the a naught value is, a naught is given by 2 by pi, whether the interval is 0 to 2 pi or minus pi to pi. Once you came to know the given function is even function, then it is denoted as 2 by pi integral 0 to pi f of x dx, Next, a n is given by 2 by pi integral 0 to pi f of x cos n x dx, Similarly, for period 2l, a naught is given by 2 by l integral 0 to l f of x dx, a n is given by 2 by l integral 0 to l f of x cos n pi x by l dx. This is what for period 2 pi and this is for period 2l if the function is even function. When the function is even, we say that the Fourier series Bn is 0. Bn, the Fourier coefficient called Bn is 0. The Fourier coefficient called Bn is 0, then Fourier series can be expressed in the form of f of x like this for period 2 pi and 2l. Then the constant is, Fourier constants are defined as like this. Note it down. Now I will go for case 2. If the function is odd function, then a naught equal to 0 and an equal to 0. The Fourier coefficients a naught and an will be 0 if the function is odd function. Once you came to know that the given function is odd function, directly you can say that a naught and an is equal to 0. Then the Fourier series for period 2 pi is given by f of x is equal to summation n equal to 1 to infinity bn sin n x. Then bn is defined as 2 by pi integral 0 to pi f of x sin n x. For period 2 pi, f of x is equal to summation n equal to 1 to infinity bn sin n x, and bn is defined as 2 by pi integral 0 to pi f of x sin n x dx. Similarly, for period 2l, f of x is summation n equal to 1 to infinity bn sin n pi x by l. So what is bn now? Bn is given by 2 by l integral 0 to l f of x sin n pi x by l dx. That's all. So if the given interval is 0 to 2 pi, how to check for even or odd? Just change x to 2 pi minus x. If the given interval is minus pi to pi, change x to minus x. That's all. Similarly for period 2l, like 2l minus x, and change minus l to l, change x to minus x. Keep observe this way of changing the value of x and solve how to find the given function is even or odd. Now I feel to give a note for you, important note for solving discontinuous functions. When you come with discontinuous functions, how to identify whether it is even or odd function. So note, if f of x is equal to phi of x in the interval minus pi to x less than 0, psi of x in the interval 0 less than x less than pi. Now observe carefully, the given interval is minus pi to pi. What I have told you, when you get the interval minus pi to pi, you should change x to minus x, right? So the given function is discontinuous here. How to rectify whether it is even or odd function means, when consider phi of x, then change x to minus 6. If after changing x to minus x in the function phi of x, if you get back with psi of x, then such function is called as even function. If after changing x to minus x in phi of x, if we get back with minus psi of x, then such functions are called as odd functions. Did you got how to find the even or odd function for the functions of the form a splitting function or discontinuous function? We say phi of x and psi of x. If you consider phi of x, change x to minus x in the function phi of x, then it will phi of minus x equal to psi of x, then such functions are called as even function. If you get minus psi of x, then such functions are called as odd function. Kindly note it down when you are solving a problems of even or odd function. Now go with another note. If the function f of x is defined as phi of x in the interval 0 to pi and psi of x in the interval pi to 2 pi, then how to find out this function as even or odd function? Again here the given interval is 0 to 2 pi, right? 0 to 2 pi. So consider the function phi of x, consider the function phi of x, then change x to 2 pi minus x, x to 2 pi minus x. So then if phi of 2 pi minus x is equal to psi of x, then such function is called as even function. Then in case if phi of 2 pi minus x is getting back with minus psi of x, then such function is called as odd function. Then you came to know what is even function, what is odd function, when we say even function, when we say odd function. So once you came to know even or odd, you know how to find the Fourier series. I have explained you. If the given function is even, bn is equal to 0. If the given function is odd, a0 and an will be 0. So you should know next thing, while defining a0, an, bn or whatever, the limit will be 0 to pi, that's all. Or in the interval, whatever the note I have given, it follows for same interval for 0 to 2l and minus l to l, right? So there a0 and an, bn are defined in terms of 0 to l. So only the function will be considered as a first function called phi of x throughout the integrand. While finding the integral value from 0 to pi or 0 to l, we are going to consider only the function phi of x. Keep in your mind. Okay. So these are all the ways of finding even function or odd function and finding the Fourier series for the given problem. Thank you.